Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I have not done a live for a long time, but I've actually feel now that I should do one because there have been a number of things coming up. Right, one of the things that have been coming up for me is running someone else's program. There are sometimes we feel that we are running our own program, but we're not. We always seem to be running someone else's program. For example, a few weeks ago, I started working at a fantastic school in the country. And I've told a friend of mine that I was working at this school. And I said to her, it's such a beautiful place that I walk to the school every morning from the bus stop. It's about 15 minutes walk. And it's the countryside. She said to me, oh, you need to be very careful because you never know what could happen. I said to her, what do you mean? She said, well, it's a shortcut you're taking and anything could happen by you, walking in that remote place. I thought, okay. The following day, when I was going to work, I realized that I began to run. Somewhere I was going every day, walking very slowly, enjoying the scenery, demonstrating my gratitude because it's fantastic. I began to run. When I got to the school, I was totally exhausted. When I got to my classroom, I had to start questioning myself as to why were I running? Why were I looking back and feeling uncomfortable? And I've been doing this journey for about 6 weeks now. Then I realized that one of the concerns I had was I was afraid. I was afraid that something might happen. But the interesting thing about it is I was doing it 6 weeks before that and I wasn't afraid. I was just enjoying it. So I then began to question myself even deeper. Then I realized where the fear came from. The fear came from me actually listening to what my friend was saying to me, that I should be careful. So I was running someone else's program. That was not my program. My program was that of beauty and enjoying the journey, demonstrating gratitude and things like that. So it actually made me start questioning a lot of things that I have been doing and a lot of things I've been doing with my students and my students have also been doing as to whose program am I running? Or whose program are they running? Is it their program or program that society have conditioned them to be running or program that they've been running from someone else's ideas? And they take on that program as if it's their own program and begin to run it. And also getting the results from the program as if it's theirs. So it actually made me question a lot of things in terms of programming. And it also made me become so aware of the things I do and so aware of the things that I encourage other people to do. Because since then, I've been saying to my students, you need to do this only if you feel compelled to do it or if you feel comfortable to do it. That is my suggestion. So what I'm also saying to you guys is that sometimes we need to stop and question some of the things we're doing and the reason behind what we're doing. Because there's sometimes we are doing it because it's someone else's program we are running. And that program we take it on board as our own program. Because as I gave the example with my friends, I was rushing to the school. Somewhere I've been walking and just enjoying the scenery and demonstrate gratitude. But I became fearful. And then I realized that was not my program. My program wasn't one of fear. My program was one of enjoyment. My program was one of gratitude. My program was one of talking to the trees on my journey. But then the following day, I began to run and start looking back and stopping and running. Therefore, it wasn't my program. It was her program I was running. And that was one of fear. That was one of anxiety. That was one of suppose X, Y, Z happen. No. Before I was just enjoying it. So what I want you to start thinking about is when you're actually doing something, is it your program that you're running? Or is it someone else's program that you're running and you've taken that program on board as if it's your own program? Because many times when we use someone else's program, it looks so similar as if it is our program. Only when you start questioning it deeper, you realize, hold on, that is not what I really want to do, but I'm doing it because it sounds or feels okay, or because the culture you are in, they're saying that this is what you're supposed to do, or the community you're in, they're saying, well, it feels okay to do that. But is it your own program? Many times it's not. And another thing is, especially as women, many times we are running other people's program because we feel that we ought to do it, and this is what is expected of us. Because society says, or the family say, or as a woman, you're going to do it. That aspect of caring, etc. One of the roles is a woman supposed to be maternal. Who says? If she's maternal, fine. If she's not, that's okay too. But the program that is being run at that time is, you're supposed to be maternal because this is how you ought to be, because it's someone else's program. So what I want to leave you with is, be very conscious of the program that is going on in your mind and in your head and the program you're following, and ask yourself, is that your program you're following, or is it someone else's program that you've actually taken on board and you're running it as if it's your program? Have a fantastic afternoon. All the best and enjoy the sunshine.